Promised to talk about acid reflux, GERD, and acidosis, which most people refer to as heartburn. Now, these are issues I've received a lot of questions on, and so I thought it's good to have a one-on-one talk with you so that we can go through them, and maybe it can be a point of reference for you. The gastrointestinal issues that we have, they all are rooted from the gut, and so that's why we always emphasize gut health. And an unhealthy gut environment will obviously result to a healthy gut. But then we do not know much about the gut health. We do not know about the gut microbiome, and we have not emphasized on that. So that's why today I want us to understand that, and maybe even as we finish the day, for me it's a Sabbath day, so I want us to understand what God's purpose is in our health, so that we may use the natural remedies that He gave us to use. Now, first of all, what is GERD? Now, those who suffer from heartburn, they usually describe it as a burning sensation, and it comes out as a burning sensation from the pit of the stomach, and in occasions it travels down through the stomach up to the throat, the larynx, sometimes into the lungs, or sometimes into your mouth. And when it comes to the mouth, it comes out as a bitter, sour taste, and that's what we call a heartburn. And it has a very sensational, uncomfortable feeling. And some people, it has grown. When it has developed, it becomes GERD. That's the gastroesophageal reflux disease. And now, when you have been diagnosed with that, others are diagnosed with acid reflux, then that means the esophageal valve does not close properly to stop the reflux of gastric content or stomach contents from the stomach up into your esophagus. And when that keeps happening over and over, the release of acids like HCl, which are very powerful acids, result in they scar the tissue, the walls, the mucosa walls of your esophageal, and that mostly may result to esophageal cancer, or it may result to esophageal ulcers and inflammation. It all starts with the inflammation of the esophagus. So it is important to understand what you should do first, what you should learn about the causes of this acidity issue, and how to treat it naturally, and most importantly, how to prevent it, because it is something that you can prevent at home just by what you eat, the time you sleep, the time you eat, by applying the natural laws of God. Remember, the laws of God that He gave us upon nature, those are the ones that we are supposed to use. So we will go directly to, we have already understood the definition of what GERD is, acid reflux and heartburn. Of course, in the medical field, there are slight differences on this, in that heartburn is at the lowest of the symptoms as it starts, and as it develops, the symptoms, as the severity develops, then you will have acid reflux. Then at the highest level you have GERD. So by the time you have GERD, then you need to take strict measures on controlling the disease itself. Now, what are the risk factors? What are the causes of GERD? Most of us, the causes, we could start first with too little stomach acid in the stomach. What causes too little acid in the stomach? Now, obviously, we could say, although it hasn't been fully proven, some studies have concerns on the same, while some support the same argument. But a lot of studies agree that too little stomach may result to the symptoms of having acid reflux, the symptoms of heartburn. But then too much acid also may result to heartburn symptoms. Also, taking too much of fried foods, because these are fatty foods and the fat is difficult to digest. It puts too much pressure on the stomach, and when it does that, then this one will result to too much production of acids, and when the acids are too much, then obviously you will have a reflux through your esophageal. Then there is also eating too late into the night. For example, if you eat at 7, you sleep at 9, or you eat at 9 and sleep at 10 before your digestion is fully completed. Now, when that happens, then the body's, for example, you have eaten at 9 and you have taken a heavy meal and you haven't yet let the food go through its digestive process, then what obviously is yet is gonna happen is you are going to sleep. And if you sleep earlier, before the digestion process goes on, the metabolic rate of your body will go down, because at rest your basal metabolic rate is at the lowest of its low levels, and when this happens, digestion is at the lowest. So meaning your body's metabolism is down, the digestion is down, so the food you ate, instead of being digested and be converted from probably fat, carbohydrates into energy, then this food may be converted into fat and mostly into acids, and these acids will be among the contents that you have refluxing up through your esophageal, up through your mouth. So also eating late into the night. Now, heavy meals, eating large amounts of food, it also puts too much pressure on your stomach and affects the digestion. Remember, when we are talking of heartburn, when we are talking of GERD, when we are talking of acid reflux, you are obviously talking of indigestion, a poor digestive system. So we are going to look so much on digestion. It all goes in about what you eat, at what time you eat it, do you let it to be digested. Now, another thing that causes a lot of digestion, the issues with heartburn is the wearing tight clothes. When you wear tight clothes, you put too much pressure on the stomach, and when you put too much pressure in the stomach, then you are going to affect the digestion process. So when you are affecting the digestion process, obviously what is going to happen is you're going to have again excess acids going up through your stomach. So those are some of the causal factors. Then some of underlying atypical causes or that result to atypical symptoms. You could be having hiatal hernia, and that is when your the stomach walls push up through the diaphragm, and this pushes the contents of the stomach out through the esophagus. This affects the closing, the shutting and opening of the esophageal valve, and this also results in heartburn. So what are you gonna do? What do you do to prevent? First of all, we want to learn the prevention of this heartburn, and also understand how to treat it if you have it. Of course, when you are talking of treating it, then obviously you have issues with acid reflux and you have GERD. Number one, how do you prevent it? We have do's and don'ts. The first do is eat your foods 3 hours before you go to bed. Ensure you have eaten your food early so that you can allow digestion to take place. Number two, if you want to know if you have too much or too little acid in your body, take your food with a glass of lemon juice diluted in water, and after you take it with your food, then if the symptoms persist, then you obviously have too much acid in your body. But if it doesn't persist, then you have too little acid in your body. That's a simple stomach test that you can take, and that will help you with ensuring that you understand really what to do, so that you can know whether you need to take more alkalizers to ensure that you increase the alkalinity of your gut environment or stomach environment. Number three, Avoid when you wear clothes, wear loosely holding clothes around your stomach, so that you do not put too much pressure on your stomach, which will also ensure that the symptoms of heartburn are relieved. Number 4, in our do list, ensure that you take enough fiber. Now, what does fiber do to your body? When you take enough fiber in your body, fiber will help you with the digestion process. Remember, the good bacteria we have in our stomach, you have the beneficial bacteria, which we call in the layman's language good bacteria, and we have the bad bacteria, which are the pathogens or the disease-causing microorganisms. Now, when you have good bacteria at around 70%, 80% in your body, then it will help increase the functionality of your digestive system. Why? It is the good bacteria that help in the digestion process. For example, when the gut environment itself, it is formed naturally in a way that you have at least 70 to 75% good bacteria or beneficial bacteria, and you have around 15% of bad bacteria. Now, there are some which are neutral bacteria, which are influenced by what you eat, and they're usually around 5%. So, when you eat fiber, raw foods, fruits, vegetables, and you're eating healthy, then what happens? Your food will be feeding the good bacteria because they feed on the fiber. Now, when you feed the good bacteria, then you will have a higher population or a higher percentage of good bacteria. And so that means digestion is going to increase because it is the good bacteria that increase digestion. Now then, we have the bad bacteria on the other side, which include Candida, these include Protozoa, these include E. coli and H. pylori. Now, these pathogens, they occur naturally in our body. Now, when you have a higher percentage, probably 25-30% of the bad bacteria, then this will affect the microbiome, the balance of your gut microbiome. And how does this affect it? What it does, it alters the dysbiosis, the balance of your gut microbiome, and it increases the percentage of the disease causing microorganisms. So when you are feeding on food, when you are eating on food, ensure that you emphasize on taking fiber and raw foods and vegetables and fruits which are full of fiber, of course, nutrients and vitamins, and this will help feed the good bacteria, which are going to increase your body's fight against disease-causing microorganisms. You ask me, why then do we have 15% of bad bacteria naturally occurring in our body? Now, the purpose of the bad bacteria is to ensure that the immune system of your body is in check. So they have to be there. But when they are there, they should be between 0%, 10% to 15%. So when you're eating optimally and when your immune system is functioning optimally, you will have a good balance of the gut microbiota, with the beneficial bacteria being at 80%, and the bad bacteria being at 15%. At that, the good bacteria will always colonize the bad bacteria. So ensure that you have a balance, and by having that balance, you need to eat a lot of fiber, you need to eat a lot of fermented foods. Ensure you have fermented foods in your body. And these fermented foods, we're talking of, yogurt, let it be natural, raw yogurt. And then we're talking of fermented cabbage like sauerkraut. We're talking of kefir. We're talking of mala, maziwa mala. We're talking of fermented porridge for those who are able to do that. As long as you're making a fermented product so that you can have live cultured bacteria, which will help build up the good bacteria population and increase its percentage so that your food will be digested as it's digested. Now, good bacteria with help with absorption for the digestion of the food. They ensure optimal absorption of the food that you have taken. Then after the food has been digested, obviously we'll have nutrients, then we'll have the waste being filtered out. So we have the absorption of the food, assimilation of the nutrients into the body as it's required to be, then elimination of the waste out of the body. So if you have a balanced gut microbiota, then you are going to have and enjoy optimal health, all the way from gastrointestinal issues and to all autoimmune diseases, to acne, to acidity, to indigestion, and all those issues will be solved. Sleep early. When you want your digestion to be done after you have eaten, let 3 hours go by, then you sleep by 10, 11, when your body is starting to balance the hormones or that will operate your body throughout the day. That's when they're being produced. Now, what are the natural remedies? I talked of the do's. I want to talk of the don'ts. Now, again, it's the opposite of the do's. Don't wear tight clothes when during the day or when eating. Don't bend immediately after eating if you know you are prone to acidity. Don't sleep in a flat bed. When you are sleeping, ensure that your head is slightly lifted, your upper body is slightly lifted or elevated, so that the acid cannot come back up instead of going down into the stomach for digestion. Then don't eat too close to bed. As we said, ensure there is 3 hours at least after you have eaten. Lastly, ensure that you drink water anytime you feel acidity. Now, what's our treatment plan? This is where we come in, the treatment plan for natural remedies. The goals of this treatment plan is to ensure that you maintain, we promote healing and ensure that healing to the esophageal tissue which has been inflamed will be healed. Number 2, it is to ensure that the gut microbiota is balanced. Again, if I mentioned earlier, the gut microbiome is altered by what you eat and also medication. The medications you take, those side effects they cause, when you go and talk to your doctor, you may realize they alter the microbiome of your body, because when their action kills, their action, most of them are broad spectrum, and so they act on good bacteria and bad bacteria, so they may kill both of them in a bid to relieve you from the symptoms of whatever disease that you have. And when that happens, because of most diseases like NSA and most medication like NSAIDs, then you have antibiotics, you have medication like acetaminophen, aspirin. Those ones, when you have taken them, they kill both bacteria. And when that happens, the overgrowth may take time. The growth of the good bacteria may take time or be overtaken by bad bacteria, which in the process may result in the colonization of bad bacteria that will affect your body. Now, what is the treatment plan? Number 1, diet. We talked already of diet. Have a diet reform. Avoid sugars, avoid carbs, avoid fatty foods, avoid eating too close to your bedtime. Avoid those. Then number 2, exercise. Have exercise so that you can increase the metabolism of your body. When you increase metabolism, then it will also help you so much. It will improve the body functionality, that you can optimize digestion. Number 3, anytime you feel acidity, take a lot of water. It will help. If you feel it's not working out, take sodium bicarbonate or bicarbonate of soda and mix it with mix the sodium bicarbonate with water, then drink a glass. It will help relieve you with the symptoms. Number 4, make potato juice. You take a raw potato, wash it out, do not peel it, blend it as it is, then dilute it with some water. If it's unbearable, add some 2 drops of lemon juice and it will help. Don't ask me about lemon juice. It is an alkalizer when in the stomach, so it will help you, but put 2 drops because some people may be intolerant. For example, if your heartburn issues are at a severe level, but when you add it with the potato juice, it will make the potato juice bearable. But if you feel you can do without lemon juice, just do potato juice, a glass, for 7 days, and it will be relieved completely. You with the best application of the other remedies I talked about, it will help you deal with the issues of the heartburn. So potato juice, 7 days. Number 4, you can try ginger. Ginger helps a lot, so you could make ginger tea, and in this ginger tea you add some lemon juice again, 2 drops, and aloe vera juice. Aloe vera juice, in the medical field, there is a study that was done by the Mayo Clinic, and the study concluded that the pharmacological activity or function of aloe vera is equal to the treatments that are given these days, that is Zantac and Ranitidine. Those are the treatments that are assigned for people who have ulcers, H. pylori, what and what. So you can take aloe vera juice, and if you take it 7 to 14 days straight, or at least a month, it will help you with dealing with the heartburn issues. Lastly, when you are taking, ensure that you have vegetables from the cruciferous family. So we have kales, we have cabbage. These ones, they are strong in alkalizing activity, and they help alkalize your body. So you can ensure that you take them as a juice or as raw in salad form, and ensure your salads have no dressing, because we are already addressing issues to do with acidity. Now, digestive enzymes, you can find them, but the natural digestive enzymes are papain and bromelain. So ensure when you are taking your food, after every meal, ensure you have papain or you have bromelain. It will help. Papain is from pawpaw, bromelain is from pineapple. Ensure you have one of them so that it can help you, because those are the best digestive enzymes we have. If you are unable to access that, then you can purchase dietary supplements of papain or bromelain, and they will help in speeding up. There is a package when you purchase, you find bromelain, papain, and lactose intolerance enzymes, and aloe vera. You find them in one package, in a capsule or a tablet, and you can take that for 30 days after meals, and it will help also with the digestive issues and acidity issues. Then we have probiotics. Ensure you take probiotics. The probiotics help a lot with maintaining your gut microbiome. Remember, we said that without enough probiotics, without enough good bacteria, your digestive system will never be optimal. So you need to increase the probiotics. Whether you feel healthy today or not, our probiotics are limited because of the kind of diet that we take. Ensure you have probiotics, and let them be 10 billion strains of live bacteria. Now, in the probiotics, you have live lactobacillus bacilli, you have live lactobacillus acidophilus, you have bifidobacterium bacilli, then you have streptococcus. So when you have all these live bacteria, it will help with the digestion of your food. It will help in boosting your immunity. It will help with the production, optimizing the production of red blood cells and white blood cells. And the moment you have that, then obviously your hemoglobin count is gonna increase, the oxygen amount in your body is gonna increase, and obviously the functionality of your body organs, because blood will be travel as it's supposed to go, nutrients will be taken wherever they are supposed to be taken, and so your body will be healthy, because you have already solved the problem, the root problem, which is down at the probiotics. You may need to take L-glutamine if you have been diagnosed with GERD or acid reflux. you may need to take. And another thing you need to have at home is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is very important. So you take the apple cider vinegar, a spoon, put it in a glass of water and drink it. It helps a lot. It will help relieve immediately. It is something that helps you through over and over again. And the apple cider vinegar, besides relieving you from acidity and bringing an alkaline effect in your stomach, it will also help in cleansing, detoxification. I forgot to mention that the first thing that you will do in your treatment plan is go to through a 3-day detox program. Now this 3-day detox cleansing program, you can do a juice cleanse where you fast for 3 days, but you do a juice cleanse, and juice cleanses help a lot before you start on the medication. I don't know if we know about, we can also try activated charcoal. It helps a lot, but activated charcoal, if you take it and you have issues with indigestion, you have issues with constipation, it may worsen it. So activated charcoal you only take when you have gas, bloating, belching and burping. That's when it helps. So it's something you take on the go. If you feel you have gas, burping, bloating and belching, then you can take activated charcoal, take 2 tablespoons in water and drink, or you can take capsules. Depending on the label, the manufacturer, it's always indicated on the label on the amount you can take that will help relieve you. Remember to drink a lot of water, at least 2 liters in a day. Ensure your water is clean, because a lot of water is poisonous. So ensure your water is clean, boiled, and ensure you keep detoxifying your body, because detoxification is another issue. I think that will be it for today. If I forgot something, I'll add in the comments below. Then all the information I've shared have all been tried. They have gone through preclinical trials or clinical trials, and they are written in scientific papers. So if you want to get the information, I will write the links down there after we finish, then you can refer. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions whatsoever, kindly write them down there and I will go through them and I will answer accordingly. Remember to do the thumbs up for us. Remember to share. Remember to subscribe. We need you to subscribe so that anytime we have something like this, you can be among the first people to get it. Thank you so much for supporting Natural Lifestyle. Thank you so much for being with us, and we really hope the information that I've shared here will help you. Go ahead, share it with your partners, with your friends, and with anybody who's feeling unwell. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. God bless you so much. May God heal your diseases. Thank you.